Welcome to Hamburgers and Hot Rods, the podcast featuring Southern California's classic car community and its food scene. Let's get started now. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Karras. Welcome to the first episode of the Hamburgers and Hot Rod podcast. Today's show is titled A&W, California's first drive-in restaurant. The emergence of drive-in restaurants in Southern California started with the first A&W restaurant. For over 100 years, this chain has kept Southern California's thirst quenched with their delicious root beer and tasty food. From the beginning, the restaurant adopted the emerging, widespread ownership of the automobile in its infancy and adapted their concept to accommodate the drive-in culture that they helped create. The founding of what would become A&W began in Northern California in 1919 when Roy Allen created a root beer recipe that was first served to returning World War I veterans at his stand in 1920 on a busy corner in Lodi, California. Allen's employee Frank Wright partnered with him and they opened the first restaurant in 1923 in Sacramento, California. The stand eventually became known as A&W after the first initials of owners Allen and Wright. Curbside service was provided by tray boys and tray girls, and they were known for their frosty mugs of icy cold root beer. In 1924, Allen bought out partner Frank Wright. By 1933, there were over 171 restaurants across the United States, making A&W the first chain of drive-in restaurants. Within a few years of opening the first restaurant, A&W realized that other owners would bring quality to the concept and took a foray into franchising in 1925. Thus, A&W was the first franchisor of restaurants in the United States. By their peak in the 1970s, they had more franchised restaurants than McDonald's. It was the franchisees that started adding diverse food choices to the public, including the Papa Burger, Mama Burger, Teen Burger, and Baby Burger. A&W is now wholly owned by its franchisees, around 30 of them, who have kept the franchises throughout the second and third generation families. Because they are franchise-owned, there are many menu variations, some 35,000 to be exact. These include cheese curds, pork tenderloin sandwiches in the Midwest. Some have spaghetti, and here in California, there are the ever-present burritos. Some tidbits about A&W. For National Root Beer Float Day on August 6th, they donate to veterans charities and encourage patrons to donate as well. On that day, patrons receive a free small float. In 1999, Lodi's franchisee Pete Knight made it into the Guinness World Records for the largest root beer float with 2,562.5 gallons of root beer and 400 gallons of ice cream. Their mascot, Rudy the Great American Root Bear, debuted in 1974 and was featured until the 2000s before being retired. However, recently he has made a comeback and is the face of the brand yet again. The bacon cheeseburger was invented by an A&W franchise owner in Michigan, Dale Mulder, in 1963. After getting consistent requests to add bacon to their popular burgers, he placed it permanently on the menu, and burgers have never been as tasty. I have fond memories of A&W. I remember visiting several of their locations as a kid with my parents, including their restaurant in Azusa, Covina, Pomona, Monrovia, and in the City of Industry. Each of these were drive-in restaurants, and we typically ate our food in the car from the tray that the car hop would bring out to the car after we placed an order over their speaker. In later years, they transitioned to dine-in restaurants and equipped the restaurants with drive-through lanes. Today, there are 2 A&W locations in Southern California, both in the Inland Empire, one in Mentone just outside of Redlands, California, and the other in Baker on the 15 between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. As of late 2019, A&W has begun an aggressive franchise effort and hopefully we'll start to see new A&W restaurants spring up around Southern California shortly. What made A&W so unique at the time was its car hop service. In the 1920s, automobiles were new. This idea of having your meal served to you by a car hop in your car was very novel for the time. After the post-war period, families enjoyed the novel idea of being able to order their meal through a speaker while looking at a menu alongside their car and have the meal brought hot and fresh right to their window to enjoy. When they were done with their meal, the car hop would come back after you'd ring a buzzer, and they'd take the tray away and leave you your check. It was rather convenient. Their popularity grew and soon others followed. Many other chains developed similar drive-up service, but with the advent of drive-through service, the drive-in model began to wane in popularity. Drive-through definitely was even more convenient than its predecessor. Well, that's our take on A&W. We hope you appreciated knowing a little bit more about this long-standing California business. And now here's Sabrina Karras with the upcoming car events for the weekend of January 10th through January 12th, courtesy of SoCalCarCulture.com.
Thank you, Jim. Friday, January 10th at Burbank, Bob's Big Boy, 4211 West Riverside Drive from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday, January 10th, also in Burbank, Valley Cruise Night at Foster's Freeze, 201 South Glen Oaks Boulevard from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, January 10th, in Garden Grove, the Friday Night Car Show at 12891 Historic Main Street from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. In North Hollywood on January 10th, Rollin' Heaps Friday Night Roll-In at 6065 Lankershim Boulevard from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also on Friday, January 10th in Northridge at the Bob's Big Boy at 8876 Corbin Ave from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, January 11th in Carlsbad, the Seabed Car Show, 7130 Avenida Encinitas from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Saturday, January 11th in Corona, the Cars and Coffee Corona Car Show, Celine Headquarters, 2755 Wardlow Road, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Saturday, January 11th at Dana Point, Monarch Bay Plaza, Crown Valley on the PCH from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Saturday, January 11th in Garden Grove at the DK Donuts, Cruise In at 9971 Chapman Ave at Brookhurst from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And Saturday, January 11th in Huntington Beach, the famous Donut Derelicts at Magnolia and Adams from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Get there early, space fills up. Saturday, January 11th in La Cañada, the Early Rodders at United Artists Theater, 1919 Verdugo Boulevard, 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Saturday, January 11th, Placentia, the Donuts and Dipsticks, 2001 East Orange Thorpe Ave, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. In San Clemente, down in South County, there is South Orange County Cars and Coffee at the Outlets at San Clemente, southwest corner from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturday, January 11th in Torrance is the Caffeine Cruisers, Artesia and Hawthorne Boulevard from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And finally on Saturday, January 11th in Valencia, Coffee and Cars at 23222 Valencia Boulevard from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. On Sunday, January 12th, in Chino Hills is the Cars and Coffee Chino Hills at the Donut Star at 4195 Chino Hills Parkway from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Sunday, January 12th in Huntington Beach, Cars and Coffee at Pacific City, which is at 21010 Pacific Coast Highway, and that's from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Sunday, January 12th in Laguna Hills, Sunday Steel Coffee's Cars Friends at Steelhead Coffee, 23382 Mill Creek Drive at 8 a.m. Sunday, January 12th in Lakewood is the Hotcakes and Hot Rods at Glory Days Sports Grill. That's at 4132 Woodruff, and that's from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And at Long Beach on Sunday, January 12th, is the High Performance Swap Meet and Car Show at Veterans Stadium, which is at 5000 Lou Davis Street, and that is from 6 a.m. until 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Sunday, January 12th in Long Beach is Coffee and Cars at 5000 East Spring Street from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. In Malibu on Sunday, January 12th is the Malibu Cars and Coffee at 24250 Pacific Coast Highway from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And two events in Newport Beach on Sunday, January 12th, the Balboa Car Show at the Fun Zone, which is at 607 East Balboa Boulevard from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and Pit Stop Sunday, which is at 4647 MacArthur Boulevard from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. In Northridge on Sunday, January 12th, is the Classic Cars and Coffee at Western Bagel, which is at 19500 Plummer Street at 6 a.m. In Seal Beach on the 12th is the Hot Rods at the Beach, which is at the Glory Days Seaside Grill, 620 Pacific Coast Highway from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Sunday, January 12th at Villa Park is Cars and Coffee at the Coffee Grove, 17769 Santiago Boulevard, Suite C, from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And in Whittier on Sunday, January 12th is the Whittier Hills Cars and Coffee at Whitwood Town Center, 15742 Whittier Boulevard from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And finally, in Woodland Hills on Sunday, January 12th is Supercar Sunday at Pierce College, which is located at 6201 Winnetka Ave, and that is from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Back to you, Jim.
Here's what we have in store for you for our next episode. Driving culture has evolved throughout the last 100 years, and we will delve into that history over the course of our programming. There is so much more to explore in this rich culture of the connection between cars and food. Join us for our next episode, where we will discuss Bob's Big Boy, the chain's history, and its continuing impact on Southern California. That's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed your time with us today. You can visit us online at hamburgersandhotrods.com, where you can check out our show notes, listen to our complete show library, as well as checking out all of the various platforms where our show can be heard. Until next time, thanks for listening. We'll see you then.